Hey, Bayek, it's me Ian, and in today's video I'm going to look at this film. This is Apocalypto from 2006, and this again was sent to me by Sean through Amazon. Thank you so much, because this is an amazing film. I don't know why I didn't know about this film, or not really. I may have vaguely known about it, but wow, I should have done. This is an important film. This is a great film. I'm so impressed with it. I'm just blown away with it. It's the sort of film that you just keep thinking about and just want to watch again, because there's so much in it, and it's a fantastic film. It's really a historical action drama, but it's quite brutal. To me, it's like a horror film as well in many ways, because there is a strong horror element in what is going on. Certainly, this is an amazing film. It's 138 minutes long, which isn't long really. I don't think so. It just goes by. But I'd have been happy with more. It's an epic film, really. It's one of those good old-fashioned epic films. And Rotten Tomatoes only give it 65%. It deserves even more than that, because it is such a great film. I think it was recognised as such at the time. There are, of course, as usual, people who, I won't go into too much into that, because they don't deserve the attention that's, why they're criticising this film. But anyhow, that's just another point. Now, an important part as well, I think, before I go into a bit more, is that the language used in the film is of the Mayan language, and it's sort of been given a modern approach to it, but it's very much part of the language, so it's been kind of modernized, but no. And we get subtitles. I think it's brilliant. It works so well. You've got to have it like this. And it's easy to follow as well, because you get so drawn into it, and the actors, and they just give everything that you want from a film like this, if not more. Now, it's produced. I think we'll go into the production first, because it's Mel Gibson and Bruce Davey once again, through the Icon Productions, which they started in 1989 together, have produced this. Because I'm not sure that some producers would have gone for this film at all, but they did it. They were there, and of course, Mel Gibson is so important to the film, because it's a lot of his vision and ideas. So he also was involved in writing it as well, with his collaborator Farhad Safinia. They both worked together as well before. And of course, he's directed by Mel Gibson, who now is really, in many ways, seen as an important director now, because the quality of films that he was producing, not just an actor. Yes, there are controversies around him, but we'll put those to a side. We're looking from a film point of view, and he's a great director. Obviously, 1995 Braveheart was the sort of big one that got him there and noticed. The Passion of Christ, 2004, which again was rather controversial, but I think the film is his vision about his faith and Christianity, and the sort of violence in that is very poignant, and has to be part of that, I think, and that Catholic tradition about that. It's a great visual treat. Again, what a visual treat. And also, um, he was the director of the award-winning, yes, it won 2 Oscars, Hacksaw Ridge from 2016, which is an absolute superb film as well. But this film, for me, I'm just blown away by it. I love it. I would put this as one of my all-time favorite films already. I absolutely love it. There's so much about this film. That is, so I've given you the details about the director, producer, writer. The music as well is by a wonderful Hollywood composer, sadly no longer with us, is James Horner, and the music is fantastic. James Horner, of course, he's just got such a massive, massive list. I don't even need to go through it, but it's so big, and all the films are so many well-known, loved films. James Horner, Star Trek, Wrath of Khan, for instance, that's a James Horner soundtrack. Aliens, 1986. And I think Titanic as well. You've got to mention that. But there's so many. I could go on and on and on, like a particular favourite, like Cocoon, for instance, which I love. There's so many. Great. And that's the important part of this film as well. Now, the principal photography took place in Mexico from the 21st of November 2005 right through, it's quite a long shoot, to July 2006. Now, importance of this shoot, I think, is the importance that they have done so much research into this. They'd found the locations which they needed, getting the sets together. They were building the sets. They didn't want CGI. They wanted good model shots, good sets of the villages, all the surrounding jungle stuff, and then in the city, of course, which is all important to the film. So this took quite a lot of involvement of getting that right in the shoot. And also the amount of makeup artists they needed was staggering, because all the extras that they employed that they needed all had to be made up in this individual, very much, they wanted it to be authentic, and they was as authentic as they could be in the makeup, and each one was individually done, and it's fantastic. All these details in the film are just great, which, just adds even more to how much you appreciate the film. The cast, I'll just only mention a few because it's really few. The one, of course, that stands out is Rudy Youngblood. He plays Jaguar Paw, who is in fact the hero of this film. Really, it's all seen through him. Really, we follow his journey, and it's fantastic. He's a actor, musician, dancer, artist, all sorts. But this film is his performance. It is fantastic. Then we've got Dalia Hernandez, who plays Seven. She is a Mexican actress. She's really good in this as well. And so is Raul Trujillo. I think I'm probably got that plays Zero Wolf. The actor who plays Zero Wolf. He's been in a few interesting films. He was in Cowboys and Aliens, 2011, Riddick, 2013, and he's in the film that just came out, I think maybe about a month ago, 2 months ago, Blue Beetle. I've not seen it. It's one of these DC films, but he's in that. So that's for 2023. Yeah, he's in that. Then I'll just mention one more. Is Gerardo Tarencina or something like that. That's probably wrong. And he plays Midley, another important part of the film. He was in Man on Fire, which is a very interesting film, 2004. But he's well known in a TV series, Narcos Mexico, which ran from 2018 to 2020, being that. So they're just a few of the actors, but uh, everybody is absolutely fantastic in this film. Really is. They use the right. Well, everything about it is good. This is what I mean. This is what I love about it. It's so well produced and organized. The film, everybody involved done such a great job. So it's set around the year 1502. You know, I think that's a start. It's difficult, you know, I suppose, for them when they were trying to do this, because it's the very end period of this sort of civilization of what is going to happen to it. And we follow the hero, who is Jaguar Paw. He's a hunter. He lives along with other hunters in a village, and they are captured, basically. The village is attacked, and the women and the men are taken away on this perilous journey to the Mayan city, and on the way they face all sorts of hazards. And of course, when they get there, their village is wiped out basically as well, and the kids are just brutally left there on their own. As soon as it gets going, you get into it. It's so gripping of what's going on. Anyhow, this journey is so important. They get to the Mayan city, and what a spectacular sight that is when you get there. And these men are going to be sacrificed, and the women sold into slavery. And I'm not going to give any more, because the story really unfolds so well from that. And we're following his eyes of how he has to get back to where he started from, how he escapes. And everything about it is just fantastic. And I'm not going to go into it because it would spoil it. But this is an amazing film, really. And the ending is amazing as well. It really is. And we get a sort of historical facts with this mixed with, you know, because it's a film, and there's debate over the historical accuracy right up to the Spaniards arrived and made contact with the Mayans in 1511. That's when it all came to be, and that's quite an important part of the change and the end of a civilization. Where does a civilization begin and end? And where does it all start to go wrong for a civilization? What we see is a civilization that is quite sophisticated in itself. It's also very brutal, but that is all part of it. But they're showing signs of decay, and we see this with the disease that's happening. Various reasons of why things are perhaps starting to go wrong. When it's been such a, you know, it seems to have been, everything seems to have been going right, but it's coming back. And then there's all the questions about, you know, the change that will come. Is it for the better? Is it for the worse? And the methods used by the Spaniards, are they no better than in our standards to what the Mayans were doing? The Mayans and Aztecs could have been a choice. The Aztecs could have been a choice in this film as well, but they chose to use the Mayans. But that's another point. There's lots of historical debate and subject matter you can go into this and that, but I think the one good thing about this film, if you're interested in history, is that you go and look at the history about this and find out more fascinating things about these civilizations. The criticism is often against that it's historically inaccurate, because I can do that about loads of films. I can start pointing out, but you don't, because you're into the film. You're into what the film is talking about, and that is important. The film, the world of the film. You don't have to be 100% historically inaccurate. I wish people would understand that instead of criticising. You can base it on the word based is often used, and that is quite right. There's a lot in it. They've done the right thing in going into historical research about this, and they've then had to adapt it to the film, which is great. It's fantastic, and that's how it should be. I sound like a preacher, man. Oh my God. No, this film is good. It's excellent. It's one that it is an absolutely superb film. Mel Gibson has just shown that what a great director he is with this. Really, I just can't talk about this film enough. It is a fantastic film. It should be recommended to everyone to watch. Though I know there'll be someone who won't like it or won't like it and say it's too long, they don't like the subtitles, blah, blah, blah. I love it. That's it. Yes, that's it. I love it. And here it is. It's a release. This was released in 2006 as well. This is great. So I got the notes there from Sean. Great disc. The extras. You've got to watch the extras as well. You have. That's it. Fantastic. So that's all I'm going to say. Now, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and then we'll let you know when I produce more of these videos, and I do what I do on the channel. You can check it out. If you like this video, please give it a like. Helps with algorithms. Hopefully more people then might see it. And just, it all costs notes. If you've got any comments, please put the comments down, because I love to read your comments, and I reply to them. I do. It's all read grand, I'll tell you it is. So, all I gotta say is, I'll see thee again.